Alexandra, yeah, I love this one. This is the strongest of the group. I wanted to point out a couple of things. First of all, I love the way the sun is coming down and hitting this line of water as the wave is coming in, showing us the leading edge of the wave hitting the sand and the glow on the wet sand and the reflection in the water. Everything about what I've been trying to teach in terms of where's the focal point, where's the light, what takes your eye away from the light, is all here. A couple of things though. When you look straight into the sun like this, your lens has a very difficult time with that. First of all, the amount of light of the sun is so many times more, thousands of times more than the light here on the land, that it just becomes a blowout. That's number one. But worse, even number two, is the lens flare that creates. And the flare is a reduction in the contrast in the lens. You see how it's kind of grayed out through here and kind of foggy. That's all lens flare, and it doesn't clear up until we get to the bottom of the frame. So a way to avoid lens flare is to tilt your camera down a little bit more, not include the sun in it, and then also to shade the lens. DSLR cameras have lens shades, which keeps the direct sunlight off of the glass of the lens, and that keeps the flare from happening. You can also, if that's not enough, put your hand out there, kind of like you would shade your own eyes from the sun and shade the lens. And I think it would be stronger if we were tilted down a little more and really focused on this and didn't have the lens flare. Alrighty. So, now, you were onto a good thing here, but you did the same thing over and over again. And what ends up happening is that the series as a whole is weakened if you have too many of the same thing. Like if this was the only shot and it was strengthened by the suggestions I made, it would be dynamite and knockout. Let me, in fact, copy it and show it to you in Photoshop. Photoshop. Okay, here. This is from the last crit. Let me get some of this out of here. No, actually. No, and no. File new, and oops, clipboard, create, paste, and flatten. And I'm thinking, well, it could stay in color, sure. This doesn't have to be black and white. So what would it look like if I were to crop out this offending area here and bring this in a little bit so that it's more rectangular this way? Oops, can't do that on that side. And crop the image. And with some of this flare, if I selected this and feathered that back and used levels, come on, feather back, okay, and Control L for levels, image adjustment levels, and tightened up the blacks here. Try not to be in the way of that. Okay. It's going to help a little bit, but I'd have to do it a few times, I guess, to really get it to work. Right through here, select and mask, Control L. You could keep going, but you get the idea. Also, we could bring presence into here a little bit. So feather way out. And hide it, and levels, and check this. Also, it's the midtones in here, just to open that up a little bit. I'll take the highlights back to the right so I don't blow them out. Okay, see how strong that is? and versus that. Okay, and then these other ones, you can do the same treatment, but again, I want to reiterate, if you have all of the same picture in the series, then they weaken one another in a sense. And yeah, I can see all this lens flare in here. So keep shooting and keep looking for more light and shadow. Take care.